Ok, xin chào mừng tất cả các bạn đến với câu tiếp theo của Thảo. Okay, welcome to our next lesson. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, let's see. Oh, I go to the cemetery to see what's happening. Okay. Cemetery. Cemetery có nghĩa là nghĩa trang và nghĩa địa. Ok. Mình cùng làm từ cemetery nhé. Cemetery mình sẽ học như thế này. Mình sẽ làm như này nhé. Đây. Gọi là xã ướp. Ok. Cemetery. Được không nhỉ? Ok, được nhé. Xã ướp nhé. Ok. Cemetery. Ok, 1, 2, we go. Cemetery. Cemetery. Ok. Cemetery. Ok. So I go to. Okay, go to. Okay. I go to the cemetery to see what's happening. What's happening? Ok, bởi vì là thầy Tony rất là tò mò về cái lễ hội này, cho nên thầy Tony mới quyết định là đi đến cái nghĩa trang ở đấy. Người ta tổ chức ở đấy, cái nghĩa trang mà. Ok, để xem là cái chuyện gì ở đấy, cái chuyện gì xảy ra ở đấy. Ok, người ta lễ hội nó như thế nào ở đấy. Ok, hay là cái kỳ holiday này nó như thế nào ở đấy. Ok, mình cùng học nhé. Ok, I go to the cemetery to see what's happening. Okay, what's happening? What is happening? What's happening? Okay, what's happening? Okay, mình nói nhé. What's happening? What's happening trước nhé.
What's happening?
What's happening? 1, 2, we go. What's happening? Okay, to see. Okay,
To see.
the cemetery. Okay, the cemetery. Okay, I go to the cemetery to see what's happening. What's happening? Okay, lại nhé. I go to okay, go to the cemetery to see what's happening. Okay. Okay. So I go to the cemetery to see what's happening. Okay. Và vì thế là thầy Tony mới quyết định là gì? Là đi đến nghĩa trang để xem cái điều gì nó diễn ra ở đây. Okay. So I go to the cemetery to see what's happening. Okay. So, are you ready? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thầy làm hành động cho các bạn. Nói to nhé. Okay. I go to the cemetery to see what's happening. Okay. I go to the cemetery to see what's happening. Okay. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. So now we come to the mini story. And in this mini story, I will do two things. Right. Trong cái phần mini story thì mình sẽ làm mấy việc. Two things. Right. The first thing I'll do is I'll make a statement. I'll read this sentence. Tôi sẽ đọc cái câu này lên đầu tiên, đúng không? Và các bạn sẽ làm gì? You will say, oh, right. And the second thing I'll do is I'll ask you a lot of questions. Và cái việc số 2 thì mình sẽ làm ấy là thầy ask you thì hỏi các bạn rất là nhiều các câu hỏi, right? And you need to shout the answer out loud. Các bạn sẽ bật ra câu trả lời thật to. Okay, as fast as you can. Nhanh nhất có thể. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I go to the cemetery to see what's happening. Lại nhé. Okay, I go to the cemetery to see what's happening. Right, so who go to the cemetery to see
Tony.
what's happening? Who? Yes, Tony, right? Tony, me, Tony. Tony goes to the cemetery to see what's happening. So, does Tony go to the museum
No.
to see what's happening? No, not the museum, right? Dave is not in the museum. Okay, không phải là bảo tàng, right? Bởi vì là Dave's Day thì không tổ chức ở bảo tàng, right? So, does Tony go to the park to see what's happening? The park. Có phải Tony đến công viên không? No, he didn't go to the park because the day of the dead is not in the park, right? This holiday is not in the park. The holiday is in the cemetery. Okay, in the cemetery. Ở trong nghĩa trang, và not in the park, không phải ở trong công viên, cũng not in the museum, không phải ở trong bảo tàng. So, does Tony go to the school to see what's happening?
No.
School? No, not the school. He did not go to the school. Tony, he did not go to school to see what's happening. He goes to the cemetery. Okay, he goes to the cemetery to see what's happening. Okay, so who goes to the cemetery?
Tony.
Who goes to the cemetery? Yes, Tony. Tony, he goes to the cemetery. Go to the cemetery to see what's happening. So, does Tony go to the cemetery or does Tony go to the school? Thế Tony đến cemetery hay Tony đến chùa? Lại nhé. Does Tony go to the cemetery? Right? Or does Tony go to the school? Cemetery or the school? Cemetery or the school? Tony đi đến cemetery đến cái nghĩa trang đó hay là anh ta đến chùa? Cemetery or the school?
Cemetery.
Yes, he come to the cemetery. He go to the cemetery. Okay, so who go to the cemetery?
Tony.
Who? Yes, Tony, right? Tony. He goes to the cemetery to see what's happening. Okay, what's happening? He goes to the cemetery to see what's happening. So, does Tony go to the cemetery or does Tony go to the toilet? Cemetery or the toilet? Tony đến nghĩa trang hay đến toilet? Yes, cemetery, right? Lại nhé. Does Tony go to the cemetery or does Tony go to the toilet? Cemetery or the toilet?
Cemetery.
Yes, cemetery. Tony, he comes to the cemetery. He goes to the cemetery to see what's happening. So, why does Tony come to the cemetery? Why does Tony go to the cemetery? Why? Why did he come? Why did he go to the cemetery? Yes, to see
What's happening?
what's happening. He goes to the cemetery. He comes to the cemetery to see what's happening. Okay, so who goes to the cemetery? Who? Yes, Tony. So, does Tony go to the cemetery or does Tony go to the stadium?
No.
Tony đến cemetery hay Tony đến sân vận động? Cemetery or the
Cemetery.
stadium? Cemetery or the stadium? Cemetery, stadium? Yes, cemetery, right? Tony, he goes to the cemetery to see what's happening. Okay, so why does Tony come to the cemetery? Why does Tony go to the cemetery? Why? Yeah, because why? Yeah, to see what's happening. Because he wants to see what's happening. So that's why he goes to the cemetery, right? He goes to the cemetery. He goes to the cemetery. He comes to the cemetery to see what's happening. So does Tony come to the school to see what's happening on the holiday?
No.
No. The today is not in school. Day of the dead is not in the school. He comes to the cemetery to see what's happening in the day of the dead because the dead is on the cemetery. It's in the cemetery. It's not the school. It's not the school. It's in the cemetery. So when does Tony go to the cemetery to see what's happening? When does Tony come to the cemetery? When does Tony go to the cemetery to see what's happening? When? Yes, on November 1st. Okay, on the day of the dead. On November 1st. On the day of the dead. On November 1st, Tony, he go to the cemetery to see what's happening. Okay, so when is the cemetery does Tony go to on the day of the dead, November 1st? Where's the cemetery? Cemetery, I don't know. Yes, it's in. The cemetery is in Guatemala. It is in Guatemala. The cemetery in Guatemala. And Tony, he goes to the cemetery of Guatemala to see what's happening. Okay, to see what's happening. So, does Tony come to the cemetery to see his girlfriends?
No.
Hỏi Tony đến cái cemetery để gặp bạn gái của anh ta không? No, not his girlfriend. Tony come to the cemetery to see what's happening on the day of the dead. Okay, so this is the end of the mini story for this sentence. Okay, đây là kết thúc của mini story cho câu này. I want you to listen to this mini story again and again and again and again. Right. Listen to this mini story again and again. Okay, this is very important. Rất là quan trọng. Very important. Thank you very much and goodbye.